Hold on a second. Stop scrolling, because the sports world and the entire internet just suffered a complete meltdown. If you thought you had seen every wild courtside moment this year, think again. Right now, a shocking video clip is tearing through TikTok, X, and YouTube, leaving millions of fans scratching their heads in absolute disbelief. During a high-stakes, high-tension WNBA game, things spiraled out of control in a split second. Players were stunned, referees were frantically blowing their whistles, and the crowd went instantly silent before exploding into chaos. And right in the center of this massive viral storm, Brittney Griner. In the middle of a brutal physical battle under the hoop, after a heated foul dispute with the refs, Griner lost her cool. She turned toward the broadcast camera and allegedly screamed, "I'm a grown man." Wait, what? Did she actually say that on live television? Or are we looking at a hyper-realistic AI edit, a completely misheard courtside audio glitch, or a clip taken wildly out of context that the internet ran away with? Social media has completely divided into two sides. Comment sections are locked in fiery debates, reaction videos are pulling millions of views, and everyone is asking the exact same question: what actually happened? Today, we are breaking down the unedited video, analyzing the raw audio, and uncovering the real truth behind the clip that broke the internet. To understand how a single 5-second clip managed to break the sports internet, tear basketball forums apart, and set off a wildfire across TikTok and X, you first have to understand the pressure cooker that is professional basketball. We are not just talking about a casual game in a gym. We are talking about top-tier athletes playing under blinding arena lights, competing in front of thousands of screaming fans, with millions more watching live at home. Every single possession matters. Every referee whistle, or lack thereof, can completely change the outcome of a season. The air inside the arena is thick with adrenaline, high expectations, and fierce competitiveness. When athletes operate at this level of intensity, emotions are always sitting right at the boiling point. A single missed call, an aggressive shoulder check, or a physical struggle under the rim can turn a standard game into an absolute powder keg ready to blow. Enter Brittney Griner. Love her or hate her, there is zero denying that Griner is one of the most dominant, unyielding physical forces in the history of women's basketball. Standing tall at 6'9" with an immense wingspan and a presence that completely alters defensive schemes, she has built her entire career on raw power and physical toughness. She controls the paint, blocks shots with authority, and plays with an unapologetic, high-intensity edge. But when you are a target of that magnitude on the court, opposing teams do not play soft. They push back. They double-team. They bump. They grab jerseys, and they try every mental and physical trick in the book to throw you off your game. And on this particular night, the physical pressure was turned up to maximum. The match had devolved into a gritty, physical brawl in the paint. It was late in the fourth quarter, the score was deadlocked, and the energy inside the building was practically electric. Both teams were scrambling for every single loose ball, crashing the glass with total aggression. The referees were letting a lot of physical contact slide, a decision that was clearly driving players on both benches completely insane. Griner had been taking a beating down low for 3 straight quarters. Every time she touched the ball in the post, 2 or 3 defenders would collapse on her, swinging arms and contesting every single move. You could see the frustration building up frame by frame. Her body language was sharp, her chest was heaving, and she was constantly looking over at the officials after every single play, asking for whistle coverage that just wasn't coming. Then came the tipping point. During a crucial offensive possession, Griner received a pass deep in the paint. She spun toward the rim, rising up for a hard finish through heavy contact. A defender met her midair, arms came down across her shoulders, contact was made, and the ball rattled off the rim. No whistle. Not a single sound from the referees. The play turned over instantly as the opposing team snatched the rebound and pushed down the court. But Griner didn't run back immediately. The sheer frustration of the non-call finally snapped her composure. She turned around, stepped directly toward the baseline official, and vented her rage in a split-second outburst. Her face was locked in intense fury, her muscles were tense, and her mouth opened wide as she let out a booming, deep-toned courtside yell directly in the line of sight of the broadcast cameras. Now, in any normal sports broadcast, a player yelling at a referee is just another Tuesday. It happens hundreds of times a season across the NBA, WNBA, and international leagues. But what made this exact moment go viral wasn't just the anger. It was the bizarre, unbelievable audio that came through the courtside microphones. According to the initial viral posts that flooded social media within minutes of the game concluding, the audio picked up Griner allegedly screaming 5 words that nobody ever expected to hear on a WNBA floor. "I'm a grown man." Read that again. "I'm a grown man." The moment that audio snippet was cut, clipped, and uploaded to X, formerly Twitter, the response was instantaneous and totally chaotic. Within 60 seconds, the video was retweeted thousands of times. Within an hour, it hit 1 million views. By midnight, it was the #1 trending topic across all sports media. People could not believe what they were hearing. Did a superstar athlete actually just shout that on live national television? Was it a bizarre slip of the tongue in the heat of an intense argument? Or were millions of people being completely tricked by a massive digital illusion? The internet did what the internet always does. It took the 5-second clip and immediately set off a global media frenzy. Within 3 hours of the clip circulating, comment sections were completely overwhelmed. Reaction channels on YouTube started going live to dissect the footage frame by frame. TikTok creators posted split-screen videos gasping at the audio, racking up hundreds of thousands of likes in real time. Meme pages had a field day, creating endless viral edits, mixing the audio track into music, and posting sarcastic commentary that spread like wildfire across Reddit and sports forums. The speed at which the video moved was terrifying. It didn't just stay inside the basketball community, it crossed over into mainstream pop culture, news outlets, and casual entertainment feeds. People who hadn't watched a single minute of a basketball game all season were suddenly sitting in their living rooms, looping a 5-second video 40 times, trying to decipher what was actually said. Major sports bloggers began weighing in. Some claimed it was the most unbelievable courtside camera audio ever captured. Others argued that the internet was falling for classic optical and auditory illusions, pointing out that when a deep voice yells inside a cavernous, echoing arena, the human ear can easily misinterpret phonetics and speech patterns. The online world was officially locked in a full-scale debate. Half the internet believed they were witnessing a historic, unscripted moment of pure courtside madness, while the other half insisted there was a much bigger explanation behind the clip that everyone was missing. And that brings us to the core of why part 1 of the story is so critical. Before we can even talk about the social media war, the AI theories, or the official statements, we have to recognize the sheer power of modern viral media. In today's digital landscape, a player can give a 40-minute masterpiece performance on the court, scoring 30 points, pulling down 15 rebounds, and winning a game at the buzzer. And absolutely none of it will matter if a 5-second audio clip catches them at the wrong angle, with the wrong microphone, at the exact wrong time. Context was completely deleted within seconds. Nobody was talking about the score. Nobody was talking about the playoff standings, the defensive schemes, or the terrible refereeing that triggered the outburst in the first place. All that existed in the eyes of millions of viewers was that single, explosive phrase echoing across their phone screens, "I'm a grown man." Was it real? Was it a misheard phrase? Or was the entire sports world being masterfully trolled by viral creators? As the views continued to climb into the tens of millions, the pressure shifted entirely away from the game of basketball and onto the shoulders of everyone involved in the broadcast. The internet was demanding answers, and the breakdown was only just beginning. Within 6 hours of that clip hitting social media, the sports world lost its collective mind. What started as a niche courtside video on a single fan account quickly turned into a digital firestorm that dominated every algorithm on Earth. We are talking about millions of views on TikTok, trending hashtag sweeps on X, top posts on Reddit forums, and endless emergency podcast streams. When a video like this drops, the internet immediately splits into distinct factions. And in this case, the division was swift, loud, and utterly chaotic. On one side of the digital fence, you had the reaction channels, troll accounts, and casual viewers who took the 5-second clip at face value. For them, facts didn't matter, engagement did. Within minutes, creators were making split-screen reaction videos, gasping with dramatic thumbnails, and putting bold red arrows over Brittney Griner's mouth. The clip was looped, slowed down, pitch-corrected, and re-uploaded thousands of times. Comment sections under these uploads quickly devolved into absolute mayhem, filled with shock, disbelief, sarcastic jokes, and wild hot takes. Sports podcasters and political commentators who don't even follow women's basketball suddenly found their content strategy for the entire week. Emergency live streams were scheduled titled, "Did Brittney Griner really just say that?" and the WNBA's biggest scandal revealed. These streams drew tens of thousands of live viewers, each debating whether the audio was real or fake. Commentary channels analyzed every micro-expression on Griner's face during the outburst, zooming in on her jaw movement, her breathing pattern, and the exact moment her mouth formed the words. Because the phrase, "I'm a grown man," is so absurdly out of place in a professional WNBA game, the narrative practically wrote itself for clout chasers. Meme accounts took the audio track and slapped it onto completely unrelated sports clips, turning it into a viral soundbite that millions of TikTok users began using in their own comedy videos. Before anyone could even verify the authenticity of the recording, the sound had already been used in over 50,000 short-form videos. The internet had taken ownership of the moment, completely stripping away the original game, the score, and the sports context. But while the meme machine was running at full steam, a second faction was fighting back just as aggressively: sports journalists, audio engineers, and dedicated basketball fans. They stepped up to dissect the clip from a technical and logical standpoint, pointing out critical factors that the viral ragebait creators conveniently chose to ignore. First, let us address the acoustics of a live sports arena. If you have ever been inside a professional basketball stadium during a high-stakes game, you know the noise level is deafening. You have thousands of screaming fans, booming bass from stadium speakers, referee whistles blowing at high decibels, and sneakers squeaking on polished hardwood. When courtside directional microphones capture raw audio in that kind of high-frequency environment, the sound gets compressed. Flows of sounds like W and M can easily blend together. Audio analysts began running the clip through digital sound isolation software to separate the crowd noise from Griner's vocal track. Their findings revealed something fascinating. When isolated, many sound experts pointed out that Griner was most likely yelling, "I'm a grown woman," or "Call the foul, man." A common piece of trash talk directed at referees when players feel they are being treated like kids or getting pushed around without calls. Because her voice was echoing inside a massive arena and passing through low-quality phone microphone compression, the word woman was cut off at the tail end, making it sound phonetically like man to anyone listening with biased expectations. Furthermore, experts brought up a crucial physiological fact that many casual viewers simply didn't realize: Brittney Griner's natural voice. Standing at 6'9" with an enormous frame, Griner naturally possesses larger vocal cords and a significantly larger thoracic cavity than average. In human anatomy, longer vocal cords resonate at a much lower pitch, producing a deep, booming baritone voice. Griner has spoken openly about her deep voice for over a decade, from her college days at Baylor all the way through her professional career, embracing it as a unique part of her identity. However, when new or casual viewers hear her deep voice yelled in a high-adrenaline court outburst for the very first time without knowing her background, it creates an immediate cognitive shock. Modern internet culture thrives on taking that exact moment of shock and weaponizing it into viral clickbait. We live in an era where deepfake technology and AI voice cloning are accessible to anyone with a laptop and 5 minutes of free time. Over the past year, we have seen an explosion of fake sports clips where creators overlay synthetic AI voice tracks onto real broadcast footage to farm engagement and ad revenue. Several tech-savvy creators demonstrated how easy it is to take a real clip of Griner yelling, isolate her mouth movement, and generate an AI audio track that seamlessly syncs with her lips saying almost anything imaginable. Multiple fact-checking organizations, including sports media outlets and digital forensics channels, began flagging the viral uploads, warning users that many versions of the video circulating online had been altered or pitch-shifted to heighten the controversy. Despite these clear breakdowns and logical explanations, the internet reaction refused to cool down. Why? Because in the modern attention economy, outrage and controversy move 10 times faster than the truth. The social media war surrounding this clip wasn't just about 5 words spoken on a basketball court. It became a perfect case study of how social media algorithms operate in 2026. The platforms are designed to promote content that triggers extreme emotional reactions, whether that reaction is anger, confusion, laughter, or disbelief. A video explaining arena acoustics and vocal frequency compression gets a few thousand views. But a video claiming a WNBA superstar shouted a shocking statement on live TV gets 10 million views overnight. By the end of the week, the story had transcended sports commentary entirely. It was being brought up on pop culture news shows, political podcasts, and radio broadcasts worldwide. The public pressure was reaching an all-time high, and everyone was looking to see how Griner, her team, and the league itself would respond to the digital storm that had hijacked their season. Which brings us to the final part of this breakdown. What is the real lesson behind this viral phenomenon, and how does it change the way we view sports media moving forward? When the dust finally began to settle on social media and the initial wave of reaction videos peaked, the sports world was left facing a sobering reality. A 5-second clip, stripped of its original game context and distorted by arena echo and compressed audio, had successfully hijacked the conversation surrounding an entire professional league. Instead of sports networks analyzing defensive rotations, game-winning strategy, or playoff contention, primetime television segments were forced to address a viral rumor generated by internet algorithms. This entire saga exposes a massive, growing issue in modern sports media: the rise of algorithmic sensationalism over journalistic integrity. We live in a digital ecosystem where sensational headlines and out-of-context clips generate far more revenue than well-researched facts. Content creators and media outlets know that if they post a thumbnail with bright red text reading "unbelievable courtside outburst," millions of people will click before asking a single question. The truth becomes secondary to the view count. By the time a fact check is published or an audio engineer proves the recording was compressed or manipulated, the viral video has already generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad revenue and reached millions of impressionable screens. For elite athletes like Brittney Griner, operating under this level of relentless digital scrutiny is a daily reality. Ever since her collegiate dominant run at Baylor, where she smashed shot-blocking records and dunked her way into national headlines, Griner has been one of the most heavily scrutinized figures in modern sports history. Standing at 6'9" with a booming, deep voice and an intense, physical play style, every single action she takes on or off the court is amplified tenfold. When an athlete with that level of public visibility gets caught in a moment of intense courtside passion, the internet doesn't treat them like a human being in the middle of a high-stress competition. They treat them like content. A split-second expression of rage directed at an official becomes a meme, an audio glitch becomes a global conspiracy theory, and a rough foul dispute becomes a multi-day talking head debate on sports radio. Think about what happens to an athlete's focus in that situation. You train 6 hours a day, study film, push your body to its absolute physical limits to win games for your franchise, only to step off the team bus and discover that 10 million people on TikTok are analyzing 5 seconds of compressed microphone static from the fourth quarter. Let us take a step back and look at the nature of courtside passion across all of professional sports. Basketball is a game of extreme emotions. From Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant screaming in officials' faces to LeBron James or Serena Williams letting out roaring shouts in high-stakes matches, passion is what makes elite sports compelling. Players trash talk constantly. They yell to pump themselves up, they shout at their own teammates to execute plays, and they scream at referees when they feel a physical foul jeopardizes their safety on the floor. If you put ultra-sensitive directional microphones 4 feet away from any high-intensity professional athlete during a clutch moment, you are going to capture raw, unfiltered, chaotic audio. When players scream in the heat of battle, their voices break, their pitch shifts, and words get slurred together under physical exhaustion. In any other era, that courtside audio stayed on the hardwood or got lost in the stadium air. But today, with high-definition broadcasts, 4K phone cameras in every courtside seat, and instant clipping tools, nothing remains private. A single vocal distortion becomes a permanent digital artifact. So, what is the ultimate takeaway from the viral explosion that broke the sports internet? First, it is a wake-up call for viewers and sports fans across the globe to practice basic digital literacy. Before sharing a shocking 5-second video, leaving an angry comment, or believing a wild claim, we have to start asking 3 basic questions. Where did this raw audio come from? Was the clip edited or pitch shifted to farm engagement? What was actually happening on the court in the full, unedited game broadcast? When you look at the full, unedited game tape of that night, the picture becomes clear. Griner was playing an intensely physical game, fighting for positioning and reacting in real time to a missed call under the basket. The rest of the narrative was constructed frame by an online machine that feeds on outrage and controversy. Second, it highlights the responsibility of sports media platforms. When mainstream outlets jump on viral internet clips without proper verification just to chase trending traffic, they degrade the quality of sports journalism. Basketball fans deserve coverage that focuses on the athletic talent, competitive grit, and game drama happening on the floor, not manufactured controversies born out of distorted mic feeds and AI audio edits. At the end of the day, games will be won and lost, seasons will finish, and players will continue to leave everything they have on the hardwood floor. The viral clip of the week will eventually be replaced by another trending video tomorrow as the internet moves on to its next target. Brittney Griner and her team continued their season, tuning out the digital noise and focusing on what actually matters, winning games and competing at the highest level of professional basketball. This incident will go down in sports media history not as a breaking scandal, but as a textbook example of how fast the internet can spin a moment of pure athletic passion into a global viral spectacle. The question isn't whether moments like this will happen again, because in the age of algorithms, they definitely will. The real question is, will we, as viewers, be smart enough to look past the clickbait and see the full picture? Now, we want to hear directly from you, our incredible sports community. What is your take after seeing the full context? Do you think this was purely an issue of distorted arena acoustics and compressed microphones, or do you think viral accounts intentionally edited the clip to farm clicks and outrage? How do you feel about the way modern social media handles athlete moments? Drop your thoughts, opinions, and predictions in the comment section below. We actively read, like, and reply to as many comments as possible, so let's get a real discussion going down there. If you appreciated this honest, deep dive investigation and want to stay ahead of the curve on all the biggest viral moments, sports media breakdown, and behind-the-scenes pop culture drama, make sure to hit that like button right now. Giving this video a quick thumbs up takes less than 2 seconds, but it makes a massive difference in helping the YouTube algorithm share our independent content with more sports fans around the world. Also, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon to all. That way, you will be the very first to know whenever we drop an emergency breaking news upload or exclusive documentary breakdown. We bring you the facts, cutting through the fake news and clickbait to give you the real story every single time. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Share this video with a friend or in your sports group chats so they can know the real story behind the headlines. Stay safe, stay smart online, and we will see you in the very next upload.